Hi, I'm Lisa, a practicing liminal witch and tarot reader with over 28 years experience in helping people find guidance through the cards. On this channel I talk about all sorts of witchy, spooky and mystical things that interest me and I hope will interest you too. Welcome to Beyond Authentic.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Exactly, just like that there, Captain Kirk. I love that. I love putting odd Star Trek and sci-fi references into things. It makes me very, 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 very extremely happy. But yes, do not watch if you're easily offended. I do occasionally slip into the odd adult colloquialism. So yes, just be aware of that. Good evening, everybody who is here already. If you're here, let me know where you're coming in from, and I will add you onto, if you're not already on my tablet with all the various time zones of people, I'll add you. So then, good evening to you if you are in the UK or the UK time zone. Also, kind of the same if you're in Paris for the Olympics. It's kind of, you're just an hour ahead of us. But if you are in New York, then good afternoon. It's 2 o'clock in New York. It is 11 a.m. just gone in San Francisco. 12 o'clock midday in the mountain region, sorry. Cape Town, 8 o'clock in the evening in Cape Town. 4 a.m. in Sydney and New Delhi and Central, I think it is, India. It is 11:30 at night. So yes, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and good super early, depending on where you are in the world. So do let me know where you're coming in from. I would love to add more places to my tablet of where everybody is, because I love knowing the different time zones, the way where you all are. So then we've got Ed, who is here in the UK. Yes, thank you, Ed. Ed is one of our lovely spanners, because look, just there, look at that, there's a spanner next to Ed's name. That means that Ed is one of the moderators on the channel. Thank you to Holland as well for coming in. Holland is also one of our moderators. We've got Rimshah Tahir. Hello, my darling. I recognize that big pink circle of yours. That sounded ruder than it meant to in my head, but anyway, there you go, your profile picture. Good evening to Boldly Dream. Boldly Dream is one of our lovely channel members and was just over on our members only live. Pacific Coast, yes, San Francisco, it's 11:05 where you are. I've got that on my tablet, Boldly. Good evening to Melinda Brown. Hello, Lisa, Patricia, Holland, Ed, and everyone. Hello, my darling. Once again, look at that eyebrow. Once again, we're similar, my darling, similar. She so if you don't know, Melinda very much believes that we were separated at birth. We could be twins. Arizona is also Pacific time, is it? I didn't know that. We've got Patricia as well, my darling. Good evening to Patricia. We've got Lou, who's just jumped in. Patricia's also in UK time. She's also one of our lovely mods here in UK time at 7 o'clock. Flower Beauty, Peacock Rainbow. I don't know where you are, my darling. I can't remember. Which time zone you're in. But yes, and once again, without my glasses, and I look at your profile picture, it still looks like somebody with their knees up in front of them. And Tracy, good evening, Tracy Wallace. Hello, my darling. Good evening to you. Oh, hang on. What? Arizona is the same as California for half the year, but doesn't participate in daylight savings. That's just confusing. That's confusing. It's like in parts of India where there's an extra half hour. There's a half hour jump. So it's weird. Keisha Williams, hello, my darling. Keisha Williams, sorry. It's a little bit early for questions. I'll be doing that very, very shortly. You're in India, Flower Beauty. So are you in the New Delhi time zone where it's 23:37? Is that where you are right now? Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I did. Oh, you're a few doors away from Pat. Right. Okay. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Thank you, Keisha. What else? Currently out walking a fluffy woofer. Oh, my darling, have fun with the fluffy woofer. Have a lot of fun with the fluffy woofer. Yeah, love. Give extra special loves to the fluffy woofer today. Rimsha is in London. So you're also 1908. So that's good. So there's a good mix of people from all over the world. And I think my one, how many have I got? I've got 7 on me doodah. Look, no, is it? I thought there was. Look, I don't really can see that there. Is it gonna show there? Look, I've got 7 time zones on my tablet. So I haven't yet written down. I need to what 7 p.m. is on in the various regions. That's my next job. That is my next job. Okay, Neil, thank you. You don't have to worry too much, but yeah, thank you. Right then, so now we know where everybody's from and everybody's coming in. Let's have a look. So I've got to say, there are a couple of changes I'm making on the channel. I'm tightening things up a little bit because I just feel like it's got a bit slack at my end. That sounds so wrong. Again, welcome to an innuendo session. No, I love the word, by the way. I love the word innuendo because it is in itself an innuendo. Do you know what I mean? It's innuendo. Ooh. Anywho, I said I was going to be less waffly. So there are various things that we need to talk about on this channel. One of them is our housekeeping, our rules on this channel. And the easiest thing for me to do to explain what the housekeeping rules are is to hit this. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or any time in the future. There you go. And did you notice? Councillor Deanna Troy was the councillor. Yes, because of course she would be. Because who else will I put in there when we're talking about a councillor? Oh, thank you, my darlings. Maybe people like the waffle. Maybe, but I don't. So, oh, look. Oh, I hope you're okay. I did not realise that I thought the shells fell. I didn't realize you were in there when it happened. I thought it was like crash, bang, crash, wallop, crash, bang, crash, and you went, oh, look at all of that. I didn't realize you were in there at the time. Was it? There's Miss Patson, take Miss Patson. Miss Patson. Miss Patson. Yeah, I love that. Anyway, so those are the housekeeping rules. Also, there are rules on, or not rules, but there are certain ways to get a reading on the channel. The first way is to send your question as a super chat. It can be of any amount. Once it comes through, it will guarantee that you are up next. If we get multiple super chats, I'll read them in the order they come in. If you want a longer reading, a 6, 7 or plus card reading, do let me know by sending it as a super chat of more than £6 UK GBP. Excuse me, my pop just repeated on me. So yes, if you want a longer reading, then just send it as £6 UK pounds or more, and then that will get you a 6, 7, or whatever card reading that we feel is appropriate. If you don't or want to or can't afford or whatever to super chat, then you can wait until I open up a free round and then send your question starting with the word question. Pop that into the super chat, and one of those questions will get chosen per round. If you are not the person chosen, then please do select and copy your question and have it ready for the next round. Okay, that's how we do it on this channel. There isn't a list as such, because we were finding that when there was a list, people would come in at 7 o'clock, add their names to the list, disappear off, and I would be calling for them throughout the video, and they just wouldn't be here. So it makes much more sense to do it this way. So then, apart from that, we've got the lovely mods in place to keep everybody safe and happy and cheerful. Being a tarot channel, we do sometimes get targeted by some rather strange bots, I've got to say, that will either put Bible verses in the chat or all sorts. And our mods and myself have become crash hot on deleting those bots and stopping them coming in to the chat. So they have been, we've had that experience a few times, and now we're quite good at fighting off those. If you imagine the Matrix, where you've got those swarms of the squid things, we're quite good now at being that little boat that's like pew, 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 pew. We're quite good at that. So the mods also make sure that nobody's shouting in the chat, nobody's posting crap in the chat, nobody's posting, hey, I'm drawn to you, come over here and get a free reading from me. None of that. So that's why we've got the mods on the channel. Anyway, all of that being said, shall we open up a free round? I think we should. Let's open up a free round. Once again, if you would like a tarot reading, it is time. Pop your question into that there chat, starting with the word question. And that will, one of those will get chosen at random. Make sure, good evening, Nitu. Pop yours after where I've just posted, my darling, because that round is now open. So go ahead and send that through again, and one of those questions will get picked at random. Again, if you are not the person that's picked, select and copy your question and get ready to pop it back in on the next round. But it is free round time. Just in case you don't know what to do, here is a handy recap. Right then, let's have a look in that there chat. Let me just take this banner off. So then, keeper of the questions, who... Oh, am I on the right thing? There we go. Keeper of the questions, who is going to get the reading for today? So then, who's going to get the reading today? Keeper of the questions, it is going to be... Hang on, I'm just waiting for confirmation from the mod squad. Thank you, Keisha. Sorry, somebody was just doing a randomized thing at their end. Keisha, hang on. It doesn't help that I can't read. By the way, these are not my normal glasses. I've lost my normal glasses. So yes, Keisha, there we go. I found you. So let me just do the magic thing there. I've hit the star button. Oh, Tracy, my darling, I will do yours straight after Keisha's. Tracy's just sent through a super chat. Thank you ever so much for that. I just called Keisha, so I will do Keisha's reading for now on this one, and I will do yours next, my darling. So, Keisha, your reading will start in... Let me just see if I've got this, if I can click on this properly. There we go. Keisha, your reading is coming up in 17 seconds. We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Sorry. There we go. I was having some mouse issues today. Makes up for normal technological issues we have on this channel. So once again, I'm really loving this Celtic Dragon deck at the moment. I'm really loving the energy. It's really soft, caring, nurturing energy. I've also got the Lightseers Tarot deck here as well, if I need to pull from that one, and I've even got the Radiant Rider-Waite-Smith in front of me too. So we've got multiple options today. So then for Keisha Williams, your question, Eugene or Dwayne, let's have a look. So as always, we're going to cleanse the space with the bell. We're going to bring in Wispy. Good evening today, Wispy. Good evening to you. And we're going to do your shuffle. So Keisha Williams, oh God, Wispy, Keisha just needs to know, very simple, Eugene or Dwayne. Eugene or Dwayne, that's what we need to know. Eugene or Dwayne. Let's have a look. Eugene or Dwayne. Eugene or Dwayne. So then, there we go. I've got it, Neil. Thank you. Let's do your drop. Oh, there we go. So then we're going to do the option A, option B decider. Okay. So then option A is Eugene. Okay. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. So this is a very important card in the deck, but it's a very scary card for some people. It is the Death card, the Death card. Now, listen, this does not mean death in any way, shape, or form. This is talking about a transformation. Okay, so what this is talking about, that's the standard image on the card. But what this is talking about, you can see here, we've got this old dragon who is passing over. So, yes, in a way, this would represent that standard image of death. But they are passing to become an ethereal dragon. So they're leaving the physical form, passing to become an ethereal dragon. The card is about change. This, when it comes in up reverse like this, in a situation where we're looking at one person or the other, this could be talking about a resistance to change. So it could be maybe you've dated Eugene before, or maybe Eugene is similar to somebody you've dated before. In which case, it doesn't feel very transformational energy. Do you see what I mean? Let's have a look for a card for Dwayne. Oh, the Eight of Pentacles. Right. The Eight of Pentacles is all about work, career, finances. But you can see in this case, there's a lot of study. There's a journey that this dragon and these children and the baby dragons need to go on to get to the 9 and the 10. There is an ongoing journey. There is ongoing work. So with Dwayne, it feels like there would be a learning curve with the relationship, right? It also feels, because Pentacles can be work, career, finances, it can also be that growth energy, because Pentacles brings in the earth energy. It could also be growth. So there could be an element here with Dwayne that things would grow over a period of time. So if you're looking for a longer term relationship, maybe that's a better option than this card, which doesn't, the transformation that comes with this card is less wanted, put it that way. And then let's see if we've got a decider between the two. We've got the Three of Cups reversed. So the advice, cups is it brings in the element of water, but it's also the emotional suit. Okay, so this is talking about your emotions. The 3 would be talking about growing your emotions, taking things to the next level. The 3 graces, the 3 muses, all of this sort of inspirational, positive kind of vibe. But this is reverse, which is saying maybe listen to your head and your heart together. Don't just listen to what your heart is saying. Pick the vibe that feels right, but also look longer term. This is a card of growth. This is a card of, yes, it feels like there'll be more work to do for the relationship, more work to do to get that maybe off the ground and going. But long term, it's a relationship of growth. Whereas this card here with the death card representing Eugene, it feels like, yes, there will be some transformational energy here. So it will be a change, but there's a question over whether that relationship will bring the type of change that you are looking for right now. Okay, I hope that helps, my darling. Kind of go with your head and your heart. Try and bring that head in, though. Try and think about what it is that you want from a relationship, as well as who you're drawn to emotionally, not just whether one of them is a lot better looking or has a bigger bank balance. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I hope that helps, Keisha. Thank you ever so much for your question. And yeah, thank you for joining us this evening. Right, I'm just going to pop that back there for a second and go into the chat. By the way, I, as always, don't have the chat up, the comment section on, whilst I'm on a reading. So yeah, let me just have a wee look. Thank you. It's all right. I got it. It's fine. Welcome. Everybody saying welcome to Keisha. No problem at all, my darling. I do hope that helps. I really, really do. Anna Iva, hello, my darling. We'll be opening up a thank you. I'll be opening up a free round shortly, but I do have a super chat that's come in. So everybody that's wanting a free question, hold off a second. I've got a super chat in from Tracy Wallace, and it is an £8 question. So it's going to be a longer reading, 6 or 7 cards. And Tracy is looking for a love reading today. So I'm going to do that next. After Tracy's reading, there will be I'll open up another free round. Okay, so hang on in there. Don't forget, if you are wanting a tarot reading, you can always send a super chat, and that will guarantee that you are up next after Tracy, like Tracy has done. Okay, let me have a look in the, or rather, let me just change the buttons over. Tracy, your tarot reading is going to start in 15 seconds. There we go, Tracy. Hello, my darling. So, a love reading for Tracy Wallace. As always, we cleanse the space and we bring in the ever lovely Wispy. So, Wispy, my darling, by the way, if you are wanting to know what Wispy is and why I keep talking about a dragon, do have a look in the link that should be posted in the comment section now. It's also down in the description box just before the page break. It links to the podcast episode that me and Neil did all about my dragons, what my dragons are. Are they egregores, servitors, tulpas, fictional characters? Are they just in my head? Are they elements that I've somehow captured? Demons? What are my dragons all about? So that all of that information. Ooh, we had a card very definitely jump then, Tracy. And it's my favorite card in the deck. It's the Empress. Now, she is reversed, but what does this Empress mean? Well, the standard Empress is talking about a loving, abundant energy, lots and lots of warmth, family vibes, that real sort of bringing people together. This Empress is a little more of the forest. So again, it's fine. It's that nature kind of that nature spirit that comes through with the Empress. You can see here, though, she's got a lovely bouquet of flowers that are slowly, the petals are slowly falling and kind of falling down her dress and becoming something else, becoming the pebbles in the stream. Her dress becomes the beck or the stream. The cloak, the robes become the riverbank. We've got this lovely white dragon here, and you can see she's got a green baby dragon on her shoulder as well. So there's a lot of really positive energy here around family. This has come up reversed, so there is an element here about maybe for you the love reading is separating your role as a mother figure, family figure, matriarchal figure, separating that part of you from your sort of emotional, physical, sexual being, if that makes sense. So maybe looking at yourself as more than just that motherly role. So let's have a look. So that's your clarifying card. Now, what that means is it kind of, oh, there we go. It is kind of the filter. It's going again. I can feel it. Oh, I thought it was going to go higher than that, but there you go. It's the filter that we look at all these cards through. Okay, so I'm going to do you for Wispy. If we look at, maybe we'll look at the next. We'll look at the next 6 weeks, but we'll do it as a inverted triangle with where you are, what you need to know, and what the outcome is. So between, when we look at it as a past to future, that'll be looking at sort of the last couple of months heading into the next couple of months, if that makes sense. So the past little bit into the next little bit. Right then. So we all know what we're doing. Wispy knows what we're doing. So where you are right now in terms of love. Ooh, the Ace of Swords. So the Ace of Swords, there are some issues, some hurdles for you to overcome at the moment. You can see these dragons are hatching just as the volcano is leaking its lava. So they're going to have to get out of there pretty quick. You do have it feels like there are some new hurdles, some new issues for you to deal with right now. Okay, not necessarily that difficult. It is challenges, but these challenges are overcomable, otherwise they wouldn't be in the obstacle position. Does that make sense? In that there wouldn't be this hurdle. It feels like they're already kind of established with you right now. So it's already the fact that you've got these you're aware of them, you're aware of what's happening. What you need to know, the Two of Swords reversed, right? Somebody around you is talking shit about you. Somebody around you is talking shit and you're not aware of it. So in terms of a love reading, somebody may be gossiping behind your back or stirring the pot somehow. Somebody is definitely talking shit. That's basically what it is. So the swords, again, trouble, strife, hurdles. The twos are couples or people that you're really close to, but it's the cross swords card. Now, this is reversed. So I don't know whether this is coming from an ex, coming from, no, I think it's probably an ex. Could be a child that you're very, very close to, but it feels more like this is an ex that is bringing your ex boyfriend's bringing all the shit to your yard. Damn right. It's better than lard. I don't know, but you know what I mean? It feels like it's coming from a person. It's not coming from you. It's somebody that is trying to stir that pot as much as they can. I would just ignore that. But let's have a look. The future. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Bit of a younger fella maybe coming through. We've got the Knight, which is that teenage 18 and above, but that younger energy, that more go-getting sort of strike while the iron is hot energy. And Pentacles is career, work, finances. So it could be somebody you work with, or it could be somebody that is linked in somehow career-wise. So it could be somebody in a similar sort of job, somebody that you meet through a works night out, something like that. But they are definitely highlighted in that future possibility. Again, we're looking at all of this through the Empress. This is not motherly figure for you. This is definitely maybe quite an interesting connection. Let's have a look anyway. Right, connecting the Ace to the Two. Let's see what we've got. More subconscious, more in terms of love. We've got the Magician reversed. Oh, somebody is definitely trying to bullshit you right now. Definitely trying to bullshit you. Hang on, I've just clicked on that. The Magician, this way up is really positive, right? You've got the elements to change your life. You can manifest things. Everything is hunky-dory. This way round, it's like it's like that manifestation, that ability to create, is kind of being used almost to gaslight. Do you know what I mean? When the magician is reversed, it's like somebody somewhere is trying to use, or you've got all these sort of spiritual ether dragons, wispy there in the background on this card, but you've got this element of somebody trying to manipulate you, somebody trying to, you know, just tilt your arm enough so as you're steering, you kind of go in that direction. Do you know what I mean? It's not obvious. They're just trying to nudge your rudder, and not in a good way. Linking the two to the Knight of Pentacles, what have we got? We've got the Nine of Swords. More shit going on. There's a lot of shit going on. I think there's still an ex. I don't think they're in the picture, but I think there is somebody here trying to bring it. They're trying to stir that pot. The Nine of Swords is sleepless nights, right? This way up, sleepless nights. You can see this person is, oh my God, I've made a bit of a mistake. I've got between these two dragons with all these swords, and yeah, probably not going to sleep very well. This way round, someone else is bringing that to you. Someone else is trying to give you their worries. Someone else is trying to dump it on your doorstep. Again, with this Empress role, could this be a family member? Not just, could it be an ex? It could be a different family member that is trying to dump. Don't say dump their load, Lisa. They're trying to dump their issues with you so that you deal with them. They're trying to obfuscate their need to actually be part of dealing with their own mess. And then we've got the Six of Swords at the bottom. Yeah, community. This is definitely, so I don't think this is love, right? I don't think this is anything to do with a love reading. None of this is talking about cups. There are no positive cards here. This is telling you what you need to know, right? As much as you want to find love, this is interesting for a love perspective towards the towards it. So what it would be end of August, September time onwards, the potential to meet somebody, maybe through a works do, maybe in a way that is going to bring in quite a nice, I don't think this is anything serious dating wise, but it might be a nice couple of dates. Do you know what I mean? Might not be the full marriage, full blown hearts and flowers, but might be a bit of fun, couple of dates out, something like that. So keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, all of this needs processing. So there's definitely somebody here. Again, we've got the Six of Swords coming in as your root. This would be saying that there is a community or family disarray that is happening. Again, it's versus somebody is trying to wind you up. Somebody is trying to stir that pot, trying to take the piss. Do not let them, right? Do not let them. Don't let them inside. Don't let them live rent-free in your brain, if that makes sense. Let me just, that's going to really bug me. There we go. So let me go through. So in the past, we've got the journey here. Ace of Swords. So something I think is already with you that has come up for a while. Feels like somebody's trying some sort of new bullshit techniques, if that makes sense, right? They are trying to get under your skin. Sorry, I've got as always, I thought a hair on my face was just on my face, but it's actually on my glasses. There we go. That's why I couldn't get rid of it. But somebody's bringing that bullshit to you. Somebody is trying to open that tin of worms, that can of worms, and they're trying to pour it down your back. I know, right? 100 mixed metaphors, but go with it. It feels like they're trying to gaslight you, trying to manipulate you into doing what they want rather than what you want. And it feels very much that they've got other people around them in a way that is causing hassle within the family. Does that make sense? So maybe somebody's taking their side. There's that sort of vibe about it. The Nine of Swords is coming up, so that is going to relate in some sleeplessness. I don't think there's an awful lot that you can do about this, but we have got this Knight of Pentacles energy coming in as a positive sign. So again, that could be romantic. Could. If it isn't romantic, and because the spread's changed slightly, this feels like you've got somebody coming to your defense in terms of, how can I put it? somebody that's going to help clean up this mess, right? Possibly a younger person, and they are on your side in terms of whatever this issue is going on within the family. It feels very much like this could be a son, a brother, a cousin, a friend who is already around you, okay? A younger person. Again, we've changed the spread, so this is not necessarily the romantic person indicated that we were looking at before. It could be, but I don't think it is. But there is definitely somebody that's going to step in and try and help clear this. I don't think this is going to be easily swept away. There are so many swords here and so many issues that I think this is going to be something you're going to be dealing with definitely throughout August, Tracy. I think it's going to be something that you need to just be very, very mindful that kind of it's almost like it will die down and then it will come back up. It will die down, then it will come back up. It's just be very mindful of it. Just be very careful of it. But I hope that helps. There really is no massive indication in the first way the cards were spread with that first three at the top. There's no real indication that this is going to be automatically a romantic lead, but it does feel as if there is something work related here where you are going to interact with this person. If that is a love connection, then that's going to be after all the rest of this is cleared up, if that makes sense. Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. But thank you ever so much for your question. Thank you for your donation. And sorry that it wasn't all hearts and flowers and cup cards and, you know, lots and lots and lots of getting jiggy with it. Sorry, it's a bit more, you know, dealing with someone else's crap. But anyway, thank you ever so much, Tracy. I really do hope that that helps. Let me have a look. Oh, good evening, Belinda. Hello, my darling. You're on your hollybobs in Cornwall. Have a look at the Witches Museum if you're anywhere near that. I think it's Tintagel. I don't know. It might not be. Can't remember. Tracy, thank you. Broke up from someone a couple of weeks ago. Who had so much on with his children and mum. It was always a drama, right? You need to collect your things and get brave. His daughter was always good, right? His mum and his dad, his mum and his dad died a few months ago. Oh my God, that's heavy. That's heavy. Yeah, it does feel like that's going to be your trauma this month. Like that's going to be August's issue to deal with. I don't think there's any new coming in this month. That Knight of Pentacles, it does feel that energy is coming through towards the end of August or beginning of middle of September, that there'll be somebody through work that might be interested, right? Have a look at that. But it does feel as if you're going to be dealing with this shit for a little while longer. So just keep your head up, love. Keep your head up. Keep popping round Pat's for a cup of coffee, cup of tea, double whiskey, whatever it is, mead, whatever it is. And yeah, I hope that does help, my darling. Right then, so I believe that's all of our super chats done. Yes, it is. So then, if you would like a private reading, by the way, if you would like a private reading, a one-to-one reading, you can go across to beyondauthentic.co.uk, my website. If you click, there's various bits where you can highlight, where it's highlighted. If you click, if you want to book a reading, that will take you over to my booking page. And also, if you use code authentic10, just up here in the corner, you will get yourself 10% off any reading on that channel. Any reading booked through there. So I can do it as a Zoom or Jitsi or whatever call. I can do it as a live one-to-one if you are within the West Yorkshire region. I can also do it as a pre-filmed if you don't want to do a live one-to-one. All of those options are over there. So if you want that, do use that discount code. Members, don't forget you've got a 25% discount code. It is in the members only space, the post right there on the YouTubes, if you want to take advantage of that. Right, I think it's time. Shall we have another free round? I think we should. Let's have another free round. I've popped the housekeeping rules on here. I will play the housekeeping little video after the next reading. So then, if you would like a tarot reading, go ahead. The free round is now open. So go ahead, stick your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. Don't forget, if you would like a, oh, there we go, I'll do that one. If you would like a longer reading, do like Tracy did. Donations of £6 or over will guarantee you a longer reading. But if you want a free reading, pop your question in the live chat, starting with the word question, and one of those will be picked at random. Okay, hopefully that all makes sense. Here is a little... Oh! Why did I just jump out of my skin just then? Because Rufus just brought me in a coffee. As I was about to say, here's a recap. I was just thinking to myself, I can smell coffee. And then out of the corner of my eye, there was my husband with my coffee. So thank you. Made me jump out my skin. Just was not expecting it. Because of the ADHD, I've got that object permanence thing, right? If somebody's not in my eye shot, it's not that they cease to exist, but after a while they cease to exist. So because I wasn't expecting him right there, he just laughed at me. Anyway, let's have a look. Who keeper of the questions? Who gets the reading this time? Have a look? Is there any? Oh gosh, there is some. There we go. We've got we've got two questions in. One is from Rimsha and one is from Boldly. So let me just take this one off. I'm going to toss the talisman, actually. So I'm going to toss the talisman, but I don't actually have the talisman here. So instead of tossing the talisman, I'm going to toss the coaster, right? Just go with it. I will find my little bag of talismans. I'm not going to look now, which is exactly what I was trying to do. But I will instead toss the coaster. So what we do, imagine this is a talisman, right? Because what I'm going to do is very quickly decide who gets the reading. And we do it this way. Only two people in. When there's only two questions in, it's easiest to toss a coin. I don't like using coins. So we normally have talismans, some lovely talismans that we have. But unfortunately, I don't have any of those to hand. So I'm going to use the coaster. I can toss that. Right. So how this works, dead simple. If you are named Rimsha Tahir, you are the first person that put your question in then, and you get your question here. So you are face up, right? Boldly Dream, you are the backside of the coaster. So you are the tails, if you like. And your question is about your angel. So Rimsha, you were the first one. So you are number one. You are the heads. And Boldly Dream, you were second. So you are tails. Okay. And Ivor, I've just seen your question come in late, my darling. Once we finish that little video thing, then that round ends. So hold on a second, select and copy your question until the next free round. Okay, so then Rimsha, you are heads this way up. Boldly Dream, you are tails. So let's go ahead. Hopefully I'm not going to break the coaster. I just thought about that. But let's go ahead and toss the talisman. Oh, where did that's gone. Oh, I think it's stuck. Oh, I've got it. Right, okay. We'll do that again. Oh, gosh. How not to do tossing coins or something. Right, let me have a look. So then here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's come up with the tail. So Boldly Dream, yours has come up with the tail end. I will definitely grab the talismans for the next stream. But for now, there we go. Boldly, you are up, my darling. So your question is do where is it? There we go. What do your angels need you to know for August? Let's have a look. Boldly dream. I'm going to pop that back there with my coffee on it because the coffee is extremely hot. Look at that. Tasty though. Right then. Let's have a look. Boldly dream. What do your angels need you to know in August? As always, we're going to cleanse the space. We're going to bring in the ever lovely Wispy, my darling. Come through, and then let's have a look. So, what does Boldly Dreams angels need them to know in August? What does Boldly Dreams angels need them to know in August? Okay, let's have a look. There we go. Are we ready? So then, we do the drop. There we go. And so we'll go where you are, what you need to know, and yeah, what your future or opportunity is. Computer, studio big light to 50%. There we go. What you need to know. No, sorry, where you are now. 7 of Wands. Okay.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Thank you. 7 of Wands, where you are now. What you need to know. The 7 of Cups. Okay, reverse 7 of Cups. And the opportunity that's showing itself is chains. Right, my darlings. So the 7 of Wands. Wands is all about confidence, security, how you see yourself, things like that. And the 7s for me are all about like really tough decisions, tough turmoil type decisions. The 5 is a bit more, things are up in the air. The 7 is you've got some really tough choices in your life right now, right? Really tough choices, my darling. You need to weigh up what is right for you in the long run, right? Not is right for other people, not what's right for Joe Blogs, not how someone over there can you know, how you can help them out. This is about how you put you first. There's some tough choices you need to make, my darling, this coming month about how you prioritize your needs. Okay, that might mean stepping back from certain things. It might mean, I don't know, working less hours, or you know, volunteering less hours. It might mean taking some time off social media. It might mean, I don't know, you know, actively doing less so that you've got time to rest your body, anything like that. Any active self-love methods that you need to do, you need to kind of put those first and take other things out. So juggle your tasks, juggle your, you know, your demands on your time. Work out what is going to be best to prioritize for you. That is what you need to do in August, right? Absolutely. This is your wands. This is your sense of self. In the what you need to know, though, you've got the same card, but in your love life area, in your emotional area. And this isn't just like wham bam, thank you, ma'am. This isn't just about that. This is about your heart, how you feel, your friends, your family, your loved ones, the people you care about that care about you. Again, really tough decisions that you don't want to make, but it feels like, because these two cards are so linked, this is where you are, this is what you need to know, right? So this is what you know is happening. This is behind the scenes, behind the surface. This is what the angels, if you believe that, this is what your fates, the universe is trying to tell you. If it was this way round, it would be slightly more positive. You've got all of these lovely things to choose from, these gifts. This way round, it's saying, look, what are the people in your life that aren't benefiting your life? Who are those people that are just draining stuff from you? Whether that be energy, whether that be money, whether that be time. Who are these people? Can you shuffle them around? Can you rejuggle? Can you jettison some of them so that they aren't as needy, or aren't as, you know, taking from you all the time? And then in the what you need to in the outcome, the following opportunity, the futuristic opportunity, what is coming up, we've got the chains card. Now, in other decks, this would be seen as the devil, but in this deck, it is chains, because you can see here, we've got this couple chained together. Now, in the standard Rider-Waite-Smith, just below where the devil is on that depiction, you do normally see a couple chained together. Okay, so because they are chained, when it's reversed, it's talking about breaking those bonds. And it isn't just about being a couple. This is about breaking the bonds that bind you tightly, if that makes sense. And those bonds are all about kind of being fixed and stuck and linked, if that makes sense, right? Those are all stuck. This situation feels like you need to make these changes, prioritize, rejuggle, reshape, all of that. Who and how gets your energy, and to do that, it will break those chains. It will stop you feeling like you are trapped in those situations, and it will be very freeing, right? So this is August's task for you. This feels like this is September onwards. Once you've broken free from those chains, you've broken free from that bondage, those difficult to get out of contracts, and just even those social contracts that we have where we say, I'm always here for you, and then somebody's like, okay, I need you every single day this week, and I need you all day this week, and I need to unload and trauma dump and all of that, whereas actually what you meant was, I'm always here for you in controlled, maybe small amounts, because I also have my own crap to deal with. So I can't spend all day dealing with your crap, because I have to have some time to deal with my own. Do you know what I mean? And that's gonna be a really good thing. Sometimes breaking these chains, oh my God, it can be the hardest thing to do boldly, but it can also be the best thing, right? The absolute best thing, because it means that you're able to put yourself forward. I hope that helps. It feels like a super positive message this month. It really does feel like this is all about in your life. It's all about you this month. Okay, that doesn't necessarily mean that in everybody else's life around you it's all about you, because their life is all about them. But it does feel like this month, August 2024, you need to learn how to be the main character in your story of your life. Okay, and I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really, really do. And yeah, thank you ever so much for your question. Right then, let's have a look in the comments section. Oh, bear with, I'll come back to comments in a second. You're happily married. We're working on change for even better together. There you are. Change those bonds. The way of thinking. Listen, those chains aren't necessarily about getting a divorce, right? It's not necessarily that. But you can fall into patterns of behavior that aren't necessarily right or aren't necessarily the best for each of you. And once you're falling into that and that becomes standard, breaking those chains can be really difficult. So having some self-love, having some together time, just where you talk about, how have you been this week? Oh, okay, how are you feeling about this, that, and the other? Having that, doing it once a week even, can be really, really positive. But thank you so much for your comment. Right then, let me look in the chat. Oh, we've got a few people here. Boldly Dream sent a super sticker. Thank you, my darling. You didn't need to do that, but thank you. Right, let me go back in. Oh, hang on, God, there's loads. Your question was cut off. Can you post again? You posted it before the super chat reading. Darling, super chat readings come first. They always will. They always have. That's how it works on this channel. If you want to guarantee your place is next, you send it as a super chat. Melinda, I think it's about $7 or $8, something like that. Flower Beauty, you missed out that round, my darling. And super chats always go first. It's literally, I've only just changed this here on the top of the screen, but it literally was saying this. Look, Send your question to Gaz, guarantee that your question is read. A longer one, it guarantees. Everybody else, no other question is guaranteed, Anne. So whether I see it or not, my darling, whether I see it or not, when we open a free round, it goes in at random. And then one of the mods that we have on the channel has a randomizer at their end, and they will pick that person, the person that I read for. Okay. If there's only 2 questions we've got in, I toss the talisman, as you just saw, or toss the coin or whatever. But the keeper of the questions will choose the person on a free round. If you want your question to be guaranteed, you have to send it as a super chat, my darling. That's how it works on this channel. Aquilarius, hello, my darling Aquilarius. I hope you are well. $8, you see. Thank you very much. Jessica 90. Oh, is that like Joe 90? Jessica 90. Good evening to you. Hello, Ed. Ed's commenting there. Lots of people are commenting on the chat. Look at that. Yep. Okay. Mitch S. Is that a penguin? What's your picture? Oh, it's an eagle. It looked for a second like a penguin. I don't know why, but it did. Hold on, everybody, 1 second. I haven't announced a new round yet. I'm still going through the things. Everybody, please hold off the questions. Right. Okay. I tell you what. I think it's time. I'm going to play this. Listen, if you want to know how this channel works, right? In all honesty, I've played it once. We'll play it again. These are the housekeeping messages and rules on this channel. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or anytime in the future. Okay, so that's how the channel runs. That's the rules on getting a reading and being here. In terms of how you get a reading, there are 2 ways. The first is to send it as a super chat. That guarantees your reading is next. Super chats over £6 or $8 plus will absolutely get you a longer reading, a 6, 7, 8, 10 card reading, depending on what the question is and how complicated it is. Okay, that's how that works. If you want a free reading and you don't want to help support the channel or send it as a super chat for whatever reason, maybe you haven't got that available in your country, maybe you haven't got the ability to use electronic payments, or maybe you just don't have the money and you don't want to, that's perfectly fine. You can request a free reading when I open a free round. So I'm about to do that in a second. When I open a free round, pop your question into the live chat, starting with the question once. If it's in multiple times, it will be considered spam and it will get removed by the moderators, or I will just ignore it. Okay. Once the free round video plays, it's about 30 seconds long. Once that plays, thank you, Holland. Once that plays, it will, when it ends, that's when the round closes. At that time, any messages or any questions that are brought in after that point are not counted, because we literally do it for that 30-second period. Okay, when I've read that person's reading, that's when we go, that's when I'll either open up another round or move to the next reading. We've just had a super chat come in from Melinda. There you go, Melinda. Thank you very much, my darling. And so Melinda is now sorry, my brain's just got 3 different things happen at once. Melinda has just sent a super chat. So now Melinda Q jumps. She is now the next person that I read for. So I was about to open up a free round. Melinda delayed that process because now Melinda's super chat comes in. If I get a situation where 3 super chats come in at the same time, I'll read them in the exact order they came in as per what the computer says as when they came in, and then I'll open up another free round. So as it stands right now, I've got Melinda's super chats reading to do. So Melinda is going to be the next person After Melinda, I will aim to open up a free round. If, however, somebody else sends a super chat, they will get that next position, and so on and so forth until all of the super chats are done, at which point we'll open up a free round. Hopefully that makes sense. It's how we do it on this channel. There isn't a list. There isn't a way of preempting that. The only way to get you to like the next reading is to do exactly what Melinda's done and send it as a super chat. That can be any amount on the super chat to get your 3-card reading. But if you want a longer, more detailed reading, £6, $8, $7, whatever it is, and above will guarantee those longer readings. The alternative is to go across to my website over here, where you can book a full 10 card or 45-minute reading, whatever it is that you are looking for. Okay, so then Melinda, right now you are up next. So here is your reading, Melinda. I'm going to get to you in exactly, go on, 17 seconds. I'm going to have a slurp of my coffee. All right, 17 seconds, Melinda. I'll see you on the other side of this.
We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God!
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That was a very memorable tarot session where I'd done somebody's reading, and then in the chat they had confirmed everything I had said, and there was some really weird stuff, and I remember thinking none of this makes any sense, and I'd said all this reading for them, and then in the chat they were like, oh my God, this is what that meant, this is what that meant, this is what that meant, and I was like, wow, it was very, very surprising. But yes, right then. So Melinda, as always, we cleanse the space and we bring in the ever lovely Wispy. Wispy, my darling, where are you? There you go. So then, Wispy, Melinda Brown, friend of the channel, arguably maybe a separate cousin, a separated cousin, a second, third, fourth cousin, somewhere back in the generations, maybe, because I am from Southampton originally, you know. So maybe one of my ancestors got on that there Mayflower, went over to the Americas, and then a few generations down the line, we found each other on the YouTubes. It's possible, Melinda. It's very possible. Both sides of my family were seafaring folks, so it's very, very, very doable. Right then, Wispy, Melinda would like a romantic love partner, soulmate, life partner reading. That's what we want to know, basically, right? We just want to know if you can use the cards and make them spell out a name. If I throw them all up in the air and we get a name, that would be good, Wispy. I'm joking, but we want to know. Melinda is wanting to know about her love life, romantic love partner, where her love is destined to go, basically, what vessel she can pour her love into. Is that makes sense? Right. Okay, let's have a look. Incidentally, soulmates, I believe we have multiple soulmates throughout our life. And I believe that our soulmates can actually be, oh, there we go, platonic as well as romantic. I definitely believe that Rufus is somebody that I've been around with before, so a soulmate before, but I also believe that of Neil in the chat, because Neil is somebody who I just have the strangest and strongest connection with. We've done things where we've both bought things at the same time, or he's bought something and I've gone, oh, I've just bought that, and Neil goes, oh, so have I, or has bought the opposite or something. Obviously with Neil it's platonic, and but it could be, I call him my brother from another mother. It could be that at one point, lives or generations or whatever ago, that me and Neil were, you know, brothers or sisters or siblings or family somehow connected. But yeah, I do believe the idea of soulmates, not necessarily people that you have romantic connections with. Anyway, I know, waffle. I said I wasn't going to waffle, didn't I? So let's have a look. I tell you what we'll do, Melinda. I'll do you the horseshoe, right? So the standard horseshoe, but I'm going to whack a couple of extra cards in the middle. So bear with me. So past, present, influence, the obstacles or challenges, the awareness of others, the advice, the outcome. Oh, interesting. We'll couple of ones. And then we'll do 4 cards here. So this will be a 10-card reading for Melinda. 4 cards here that are representative of things to be aware of, or things. So either things to be warned about or things to be welcomed, if that makes sense, depending on how they fall. So then let's do this. Don't forget, after this, if we don't get another super chat in after this, I will be opening up another free round. Okay, absolutely. So just hold on there if you're waiting for questions. If you're waiting to be able to pop a question in, I'll do that after this reading. Don't forget. Right then, so past, we've got the 3 of Swords. Okay, this is the heartbreak card. So that's interesting. So it does feel as if you had your heart broken in the past, right? And it was pretty devastating, because in this deck, you can see the energy is actually being put out by these 3 dragons. They are creating this almost explosive energy, but they are keeping it bound by their wings. We do have flames and things in the background, so it's almost like they are bringing that flame energy and they are trying to suppress all of that negative, all of that explosion of energy that comes when we get our hearts broken. Okay, so I do feel, because this is in the past, I do feel that it is dealt with, but because it's showing up here, it's saying that there are still going to be some things, some hangovers, if you like, from whatever happened that are still affecting your day-to-day life, right? That's obvious. It's always going to happen. If you have an incredibly bad breakup or an incredibly, emotional breakup, what happens is that energy can kind of stick around with us. Even though we've got it done, even though we've got rid of that energy, we've moved on, it can still affect how we view things in the future. Okay, so it's almost like it's almost like having had really bad sunburn once, right? You've had that really bad sunburn, you've got over it, you've healed, you've moved on, but the risk of melanoma and cancer increases massively once you've had that really bad sunburn. So it's healed, but the effect is still there, even though we can't see it. And sometimes with a heartbreak, it can feel like that at times. In the present, though, we've got the Star reversed. Now, the Star's an interesting card, because the Star for me is almost about wishful thinking and all of that. Now, the thing about the Star is that it can be a very passive card unless you move with it, right? So you can see the Star itself in this deck is actually a series of dragons with, is this a falling star? It looks like it could be that the dragons are maybe chasing, or is it this star that we're looking at, or these falling stars, or this falling star? Doesn't matter. The Star is talking about not wishing on a star anymore when it's reversed. Okay, this way up, wish on that star, set those goals. This way round, it's like you are almost, in terms of love, it's like I don't think you are giving up, but I think the thought's gone through your head of, this is just wishful thinking, I'm not going to find a partner, I just need to let it go, let it go, let it go, and move on, right? I don't think you're there in that I don't think you need to do that, and that's why it's coming up here, because it's kind of that thing of, nope, it's not time to give up yet. Keep putting yourself out there into their universe. Now, the influence, we've got the Four of Wands reversed. Wands, again, confidence, security. When we get the 4, it's talking about stability. When we get the 4 reversed, it's talking about stagnation. So I think your energy, I think you are feeling a little bit stuck in a rut, a little bit like you're in need of some kind of makeover or some kind of do-over. It feels like you are wanting to make some changes, because it feels like the way that you are living your life now is kind of a bit stuck after these events. Does that make sense? Because we've got that reversal. It's that instead of that water being flowing, instead of that lovely crisp pool, it's some stagnant water where the mozzies live, and that's not what we want in life. The obstacle, we've got the 7 of Pentacles. So normally, again, 7s would be difficult positions, difficult choices, decisions, sorry, not positions, difficult choices, difficult questions that need solving about your financial, work, career life. This is reversed. So I think it's saying that actually, obstacle wise, I think there is a massive problem with you. Not problem, but there is a challenge with you moving forward in terms of work, career, and finances. And whether that means that you can't move forward, you can't do this reinvention makeover because funds are limited, or whether it's that you want to move city but you can't because funds are limited. At the moment, that may be the case, but it doesn't mean you can't do other things to have that change in energy, to have that shift. Okay, it doesn't have to be a big massive I'm tearing down all the walls of my house and completely refiguring or moving somewhere else. You can make those changes. You can make that refresh happen in a much less expensive way, but still be really effective. Do you know what I mean? So you can maybe take up a new hobby, maybe take up, a new form of meditation or Tai Chi, or go and join some group, go and join some class, because that will actually help you break the pattern that you've got into now with this stagnancy. And you never know, you might meet soulmates, partners, all the rest. In the way people view you, we've got the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Again, they see you as not being able to put that effort, or not wanting to put that effort to change in. Now, that's not necessarily saying these people are right, but they are seeing that you are not wanting to do that, right? It could be complete bullshit. It could just be that you're a bit poorly right now, or a bit knackered right now. You haven't got that excess energy, and people around you are like, well, you keep talking about making these changes. What are you bloody doing? A bit like for me in this channel, I've been talking for a while about trying to not waffle, trying to be a bit more concise with the way I do things here, and putting the video packages together that I've done, having Neil come on as producer in a producer chair where he can do things on the channel and actually nudge me when I go too off tangent. All of that is incredibly helpful for me to put those changes into place. And again, it's got nothing to do with laziness, but it's all got to do with, for me, executive function. And I know for you, there's a similar thing there. So ignore what people are saying, but also try and put those steps in if you can. If you need help and someone around you to give you that kick up the bum, then, do it. Have your friend randomly ring you twice a week and say they're coming over even though they're not. So you've got to tidy your house. All those sort of tools, that it will stop people seeing this procrastination. The advice, we've got the 9 of Wands, and that is just feel your bad self. Like, feel your wonderful energy, your confidence. The 9 is absolutely a beautiful card, and it's saying that within you is all that confidence you've ever had, right? It might feel over here that things have been knocked and you've been a bit flagged, but actually, do you know what? You have a lot more confidence than you ever know. You've got through every tough situation in your life. You're still here. Your worst possible days that you've come through, you're out the other side. Celebrate that, rejoice in that, have some confidence and strength that actually, do you know what, even though you right now don't think that you are as confident, as wonderful, as lovely a human being as you are, know the fact that you've got somebody on the other side of the world that is rooting for you, and actually people in the chat that are rooting for you, and people that watch this that are rooting for you. We've never met. I'm rooting for you. You've got this, right? You have more confidence and more ability than you even know. Believe that. And then the outcome is the 9 of Cups. So this is that emotional, loving energy that is coming your way. I think this will take a little while to come to fruition. I don't think it's coming in August. I think it will take a little while, because I think there's other things here that you need to really, really push. Make that change. Feel that vibe again. Feel that confidence. If that means going and joining Tai Chi at 4 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is, for a sunrise Tai Chi class, go and do it. Go and do it. Get up early. If you've got to, get up an hour early, take your pills so that your pain's relieved, your pain relievers are there in time, and blah, blah, blah. Do it. Absolutely. Go and get in touch with your bad self and live your best life, because again, you've got that positive energy coming your way with the 9 of Cups. You've heard me say, Melinda, you've been here enough times, you've heard me say that the 9 is full and the 10 is overflowing. You've got full positive, emotional, loving, like this is as positive as this could be for an outcome. Right then, so things to watch out for, or things that are coming your way. The Emperor, could this be bringing that love energy? A male figure, probably. The Emperor tends to be a male figure, or definitely very quote unquote masculine energy, so it could be a non-binary person with very, very masculine type vibes. But that Emperor, absolutely somebody in a position of authority, somebody with that sense of, hello, daddy. I didn't say that. But you know what I mean. We've got the Knight of Wands coming in reversed. So this is saying this is not going to be, right, a quick, oh, I'm more confident now it's gone. The Knights are the ones that rush in. Do not rush in with this person, whoever this person is, right? Whether it's a romantic connection, or whether it's somebody that you already know that's going to help you gain your confidence and regain your sense of self. However that connection is, do not jump in all guns blazing. Take the time to go through the process. We've got the 5 of Wands upright. Again, this is not going to be easy, right? Changing your mindset and learning to put yourself forward and be confident, all of that is not going to be the easiest thing in the whole world. This is where the 5 comes in. It's going to be a bit turmoil, but again, I honestly believe you've got this. And then look, is the Emperor the love connection? Is the King of Pentacles the love connection? We've got this male energy that is coming into your life, right? The king and the emperor is the one that sorts out the entire empire. The King of Pentacles, very similar vibe in terms of money, but also work, career, how they handle things. It's very emperor connected. This feels like one person may be coming in at some point soon. Maybe there's some work you need to do before they come knocking at your door. I don't think they're just going to come knocking at your door, to be honest. But this is talking about get back in touch with your fierce, badass self, because I honestly believe that you have got it in you. The 9 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, you've got this really positive vibe, Melinda. I think you just need to believe it and go for it. And as you do, clear out that negative vibe, clear out that negative bullshit, that negative headspace. Do a bit of mindfulness work if you need it. Do a bit of counseling if you need it. Whatever it is, put that work in. Don't procrastinate. Put that work in. And I think you've got a bloody brilliant outcome here. I really do. Really, really do. And my darling, thank you ever so much for the donation. And thank you for your question. This is a wonderful reading to be able to do for someone. It really is. I am very, very excited that you get yourself this. And I've just realized it's an 11 card reading, not a 10. But there you go. There you go. Hope that helps, my darling. It feels like, if it isn't the Melinda bad girl summer or badass summer or whatever it's called, was it summer of hot girl summer, so hot badass girl boss summer, because they change it every bloody week, doesn't it? Girl boss summer, hot summer, hotto to trotto summer, whatever it is. I think you've got it, and I think you're going to do absolutely fantastic over the next month in dealing with that maybe a little bit of toxic negative energy from the past, and I think you'll be able to clear that moving forward. So yeah, we don't need that toxic bullshit anymore. Anyway, hope that helps. Let's have a look in the comment section. Right. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen. Let's have a look. It all makes sense. I know it does. I know it does. I've got to say, I don't know why you're surprised. I'm not surprised. I'm good at this shit. I am good at this shit. Oh, Rupert might be your soulmate, and Rupert is your pussycat. Rupert is a pussycat. Very lovely pussycat, actually. In fact, many members of our team have very, very cute pets. Maybe we should post them. Maybe we should post our lovely pets on their Instagram or somewhere, or on Facebook or somewhere. Right then, so Mitch, bear with, I haven't opened the round yet. You need to bear with me. I'm still putting the cards from the reading back into random places, because this is what I do. So anyone that says, oh Lisa, you've just put them in randomly and then you're shuffling, you can see that some of them go upright, some of them go reversed. They all get put back in like this, and then it gets locked back in to be able to shuffle. Anyway, yeah, no more toxic BS. And that doesn't just mean Britney Spears. No more toxic BS. I'm falling. No, I'm not going to sing. I'm not going to sing, because you'll all be amazed. If I start singing Britney Spears, you will all be absolutely amazed, and you will look at me and think, oh my God, Britney has just walked in the room. True that. Anyway, come on, let's open up another free round. It is time, mods. We are opening that free round. It is in the questions right now. So then let's go ahead and do that thing. If you would like a tarot reading, go ahead and pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. Do it now. There is 32 seconds coming up. One of those questions will get picked at random, okay, by the keeper of the questions, and I will read for that person. It'll be a 3-card reading. If you want to guarantee that you jump your queue position and that you are next, send it as a super chat, and that will push the free round back another reading. But anyway, if that doesn't happen, how'd you get your reading? How'd you get it all sorted? You've got exactly 32 seconds, and this will tell you now. Okay, let's have a look. Hang on, I've got to turn that banner off. The keeper of the questions. I'm going with the first one. So we've got, I've got Mitch. Who's Mitch? Mitch. Where's it? Who's Mitch? Mitch. Has your question been put? That what? Oh no, I've got your question. There we go. Mitch, are you able to advise me from Spirit on how to keep my current home? Okay, it's not financial advice. Absolutely not financial advice. I cannot ever offer financial advice, but we will have a look and see what the cards have to say. Okay, right then. So Mitch, your question will be coming in 7 seconds time. Okay, there we go. So then, I don't know why. Maybe I just didn't bring it in far enough. There we go. That's better. Right then, Mitch. So, let me have a look. Thank you, Neil. Thank you. Right, what am I doing? Hang on. I'm on. Sorry, just realized I was on I was on the chat screen, and for a second I forgot how to turn it off, what I needed to press, and I literally was looking at my mouse going, there's no buttons. Don't you love ADHD at times? Right then, Mitch, my darling, let's do your reading. So then we cleanse the space. We bring in Wispy, the wonderful air dragon, the element of air as in the form of a dragon. So if you imagine this lovely dragon, Neil found this in, of all places, Lush. And if you see this long winding dragon, imagine this dragon made out of steam and ether and little puffs of cloud and little bits of twinkly sparkly things in the corner of your eye that you can't quite focus on, and all of that that is what Wispy is made from. He is an etheric dragon, and basically connects me to the Akashic records when I'm reading the tarot. And there is a whole podcast episode about how I created Wispy, and the link should be now in the comments. It's a really interesting podcast about whether he's an egregore servitor or tulpa. Anyway, Wispy, are you able to advise on how Mitch can save or keep their current home? Again, not financial advice, Wispy, but let's see what the cards have in store. We've had a card jump, and that card is the Three of Swords. My darling, this is the heartbreak card. This is the heartbreak card. So is this to do with a divorce or something like that, or is it purely financial? If it's involved in a divorce, that would make sense with this heartbreak card. It's either hinting towards towards a divorce or separation, or possibly heartbreak at the loss of the house. But let's see what the other cards say. Don't panic yet, Mitch. So I'm going to cut your deck. Is that it? Yep, that's the cut. And then let's do your 3 cards. So then we've got the Queen of Cups in the where you are. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in what you need to know, and the Wheel of Fortune reversed in the outcome. Right, okay. So the Queen of Cups, my darling. The Queen of Cups in where you are now, she's reversed. I think that there is sadness connected with this. I don't know. Again, it kind of makes sense if this is it kind of makes sense if this is down to a separation or something like that. It kind of makes sense, but it does feel as if whoever this person represents has either passed on or moved on, if that makes sense. It feels like this is, it just feels very sad. Is this come on, brain, it could be a childhood home, right? And that's where this sadness is coming from. Or it could be somewhere that you've lived for a long time, like this was a dream house that you might have to give up. Listen, Mitch, at the end of the day, a house is just a house, right? House is just a house. We live in there for a little while. We've got we put a lot of stock into our houses, but at the end of the day, it is just somewhere to live. And as long as you've got a roof over your head, then at the end of the day, it almost doesn't matter kind of where that house is or what it looks like. It's that wherever you lay your hat is your home, right? At the end of the day, the people you care about, the people you love, they are the ones that make a house a home. Bear with. So I just needed a quick slip of coffee. So yeah, it feels like in where you are right now, it feels like there's a lot of sadness and a lot of that sort of nurturing energy. It feels like that's being taken from the property, from the house. What you need to know, we've got the Knight of Pentacles. I think, listen, it's called Beyond Authentic. I try not to sugarcoat too much. I think whatever's happened with this house, it's too expensive. It's too much of a... I don't think it is childhood home, right? I think this was a snap decision to buy, or it was like an impulse choice. I know nobody buys a house on impulse, but you know what I mean? It's got that vibe to it. I think it's something that at the time you thought would be okay. And as the financial world has kind of crumbled over the last decade, I think things have probably got very, very difficult in terms of finances. And I think that that is just the way of the world. I think it's possibly one of those situations that you probably are not responsible for. I mean, it could be a gambling element because we've got this Wheel of Fortune here, but it does very much feel like it was a dream or an impulse or I really want to live in this place and this house has come up and so I'm going to jump on it, even though it wasn't fully thought through. It was like, I'll make it work. Financially I can afford it. Just all of those things I think went into play, because the Knight of Pentacles is that the knights are the ones that act quickly. They jump in at the first hint of anything. They are like, we ride at dawn. They jump in. The Pentacles is that money, career, work, right? I think the house is just simply too expensive. And it could be that it needs work doing on it, or it could be that it's just literally mortgage payments and everything else is a lot, and that's too much. Whatever it is, don't feel bad in letting that go. Okay, don't feel bad in getting out of a situation. If you are finding yourself in debt, if you're finding yourself struggling, then it is better to put yourself and your safety first and maybe jettison the house, sell it on. I don't know. I've never, again, it's not financial advice. I've never owned a home, never want to own a home, but it may be time to let that go, as sad as it feels, in order for you to move forward. It does feel like in the future opportunity element, it does feel like the Wheel of Fortune, it's hang on, it's that one. The Wheel of Fortune is a great card in terms of risk and reward. The problem is when it's reversed, there's a hell of a lot of risk. There's too much risk here. I think this is saying to you, if you try and hold on to the house, it will be like holding on to a safe from a boat that has capsized. It's just going to drag you under. Yes, it might be full of lots of stuff and stuff that you want, but it's just stuff. There is always more money. Sounds ridiculous, but there is, whether you are begging for that money, whether you've got it in a trust fund, whether you go out and work, a retail job, a CEO job, there's always more money somewhere. Even if it's like benefits and things like that, there is always going to be more of physical, tangible things. Your life is more important. When that boat capsizes and you're holding on to that safe because that's got your worldly goods in, you will end up drowned at the bottom of the ocean. You let it go to save your life because that gives you the hope of getting more of those things, right? That's what the wheel is saying. Do not get stuck in this idea of remortgaging and lumping all your little loans into one big loan and all of that. If this is unaffordable, again, as it says in the housekeeping video, get financial advice. I am not a professional, but if it isn't affordable for you to be in this property, find somewhere that is. Make new memories in that property. Take the artwork off the wall, move that to your new property, make that your home. A house is literally just somewhere to live at the end of the day. Hopefully that helps, Mitch. It really does feel like it really does feel like there's a lot of your identity connected into this house, and that maybe it was an ego boost or a sign of, what's it called? Brain. I've just had that deleted. It was an ego boost. It was a image thing. What's it called? Status symbol. Jesus, brain. It was like a status symbol somehow for you to have got this house for whatever reason. And it feels like it's a kick in the teeth to let it go. It isn't. It's just you're moving on and doing the sensible thing rather than being trapped, holding on to that safe in that capsized yacht. I don't know why I keep coming back to that, but anyway. And it does feel like there's a lot of emotion involved and that this is heartbreaking for you. But you can make another house your home. You can make another house your castle, right? You can make a caravan your amazing best ever house. You can make a tent that. You've just got to do it with an open heart and an open mind. And I hope that helps, my darling. I really, really, really do. Right. For some reason, that felt like I was doing a reading for about 70 minutes. It felt super long and super detailed. I don't know why. I don't know how long I was reading for then, but it felt super long. Anywho, thank you very much, Mitch. I hope that helps. And yeah, let's have a look in that there live chat. Oh gosh, hang on, Mitch. Magnificent in the year of the dragon. I was born in the year of the dragon. Oh yeah. Breathe life into your home. Don't bring fire into your home. But yes, you are heartbroken, absolutely. But it's more financial and memory based. My darling, memories go with you. Finances are shit for most people right now, to be honest. I know a lot of people that are struggling, including us. But you've just got to keep going. Your dream home. It was what your belated dad and you wished for you and, of course, your family. But listen, that's fine. You wished for it. You got it. You lived in there for a little bit. And now it's time to move on. Do you know what I mean? Now it is time to move on. You've had that. It's like, oh, I really want to drive a Porsche. Well, you drove a Porsche. Now it's time to get a station wagon because you've got 4 kids or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like that. Yes, it's a lovely property by I don't know, by the sound of it. I don't know anything about it, but by the feel that Wispy was giving me, it feels like it's a warm and welcoming and yeah, a bit of a status symbol for you to have. But it doesn't mean that you lose that status just because you move on from the house. Like, I know a lot of people who downsize their properties and just, oh my God, they love the new smaller houses because it's easier to manage and all of that. But anyway, I do hope that helps. Patricia, a house is just walls and a roof. Absolutely. Your memories will never leave you. Finances come and go. Sometimes you have to let go and start again. Exactly. And that's the thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have to. You've been there and can look back now with relief that you let it go. Exactly. That's what it is. But you had your dream. You lived in that house. Now it's time to move on from that house. And it could be that you move on in quite to somewhere else that's temporary, or you move on to somewhere that's, you know, going to be another 10 years of your life. Who can say? And you just make the most of wherever you go. And it might feel like downsizing to you. It might feel like all of that. But what you're doing is actually putting your future in safer hands because you're allowing yourself you're future proofing your finances, basically. So it's better to do it now before you're kicked out on the street. Do you know what I mean? You're quite on in years, and yes, the memories and people that once walked around those grounds were never more. No, exactly. As one door opens, another one will. Exactly. As one door opens, a window does. So yeah, it's exactly, you get to experience something different, and it could be better. Do you know what I mean? It really could be better. Anyhow, I hope that helps, Mitch, and thank you ever so much for your question. And thank you to the subscribers there for jumping in. We've got one of the most amazing, most friendly chats anywhere on the internet, on YouTube. It really is. The amount of love and support you've got for each other in the chats is just beyond bonkers. It is wonderful to see. So thank you everybody for helping Mitch there with what they're obviously going through. Right then, shall we? Let's have a look. What time is it? It is in the UK, it's 20 to 9. In San Francisco and Ocean Pacific time, it is 20 to 1 in the afternoon. In New York, it's 20 to 4. Cape Town, 20 to 10 at night. Wow. Mountain time, it's 20 to 2 in the afternoon. Sydney, you'll just be waking up. It's 20 to 6 a.m. And here, over in New Delhi, it is 11 minutes past 1 in the morning. So wherever you are, we have 20 minutes more. Okay, so Anne, you have to post after I open the round. We don't go back in the chat on this channel because I'd be scrolling back for years and years and years. We don't do that. It's very simple rules. I explained it earlier. Once I open up a free round, which I am doing now the free round is open. Okay, It lasts until the end of the video that I am about to play. So please do go ahead, send your question in the live chat. Pop your question in as a question for a free reading. One of those will get selected at random, and I will read for that person. If you would like a free reading, now is the time to do it. We might get time for 2. Chances are we might only get time for 1. Either way, pop your question into the live chat right now, and I will, or the keeper of the questions will choose one at random, and we'll read for that person. But do it now. You've got exactly 28 seconds until the round closes. Okay, keeper of the questions. Who have we got? Anne Ivor. Oh, hang on. Was Anne the person that I was just talking to? Was Anne the person I was just? Oh, hang on. I'm on completely the wrong screen. Anne Ivor. Hello, my darling. Were you the person I was just talking to? Yes, you were. Aha. Right then. Finally. Again, you've got to keep posting. This is what I say. You've been here for, I think, most of the stream. This is how it works on the channel. Keep putting your details in. Keep putting your questions in. And I will get to them as soon as I can. Okay. That's how it works. Keep getting to them. And I will. If you aren't picked on the first one, keep putting your question in. It's literally a numbers game. But this may well be the last reading for tonight because we do finish. So then at 9. Sorry. So then let's have a look. Question. I am going to, before I go into anything else, I'm going to rapidly now. It is time for a rapid reading. I'm going to do my best to get at least one more round if I can, or one more round after this if I can. Right, so then, Wispy, we're going to bring you in. Wispy, do we see that? What? Do you see that my love interest man is available? What? Do I see that the man you're interested in is available? You're hoping for love. You'll see him in October. Okay, so Wispy, Anne Ivor has somebody that she is interested in, and basically wants to. I've just seen Patricia. Sorry, I started already. So there is some right. Wispy, Patricia. No, Patricia's interested in a man. Yeah, possibly. Wispy, Anne Ivor is interested in somebody who is a Cancer sign. She wants to know, is he available and is love happening? She's going to see him in October. So 2 months away, a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. So then let's have a look. So Anne Ivor, hang on. I'm going to, here we go. Wispy. Is the man that Anne Ivor's interested in available and interested in her? Is there a love connection with this man? There we go. That's the easiest way to answer it. Is there a love connection with this man? And is he available? That's what we want to know. Oh, we've had a card flip. Oh, no, it's 2 cards. Don't worry, it's 2 cards. That's a single card, though. The 8 of Wands. Is it a single card? Yes. So you've got a clarifying card. And the clarifying card of the 8 of Wands, lots and lots and lots of opportunity for change and opportunity for things to be moving quite rapidly coming up. Okay, so that could be interesting in terms of romance. But yes, it does sound interesting. So let's have a look. We'll do your cut. Okay, and then your 3. Oh, there we go. So we've got chains, the 4 of swords, and the sun. Right then. So let me get the doodah on. So where you are right now, we've got chains. Okay, my darling, how can I put this? I think you're putting a lot of eggs in one basket. It feels very much like, what happens if he isn't interested? What happens to your ego? What happens to your, confidence? Just be a bit wary of that. Quite often with this card, it can be that you are putting the cart before the horse. You're basically, I'm not saying there's a stalker energy, but sometimes it can be that one person has deeper feelings than the other. Okay, so maybe be very careful with trying to jump that gun. In this card, it would be saying that the advice of this card would be to maybe get to know this person slowly, gently. The fact that you've got feelings as a love interest and maybe you're hoping for love from him, that's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to deal with, going straight into something. Maybe you need to get to know him, find out what he likes, find out, just have that chat first before hoping for that relationship. Do you know what I mean? Because again, with the chains card, it can be you can be very quick to jump in, and then you're stuck in a situation you can't jump out of. Does that make sense? In the what you need to know, we've got the Four of Swords. Swords are challenges. Swords are obstacles, but the Four is about stability. So it does feel like there are some challenges with this person. There are some, maybe they live very, very far away. Maybe they're not in a position where they are yet ready to date or something. It feels like whatever's stopped you being with this person so far is going to continue stopping being with this person, because this stability is ongoing. Does that make sense? So if the Cancer sign man, if he isn't sending you lots of lovely letters and emails and texts, where you're both talking and you're flirting and you're having that sort of relationship already, if that's not on the cards, then it feels like this card, look, it feels like you could be jumping the gun, is what I'm trying to say, right? And just beware of that. Beware of that. The stability here, the fact that these issues aren't going to be going away anytime soon, be careful of that, right? Just be careful, my darling. You don't want to come off too full on and scare him away. The Sun in the future opportunity position. So this is saying, listen, if the Sun was upright, okay, if the Sun was this way up, it would say, oh my gosh, there's lots of love and really strong positive growth and positive energies coming in. The fact that it's reversed, be careful. This is kind of the Icarus warning card, if that makes sense, because it's literally saying if you fly too close to the Sun, you're gonna get burned, right? And this is a warning. It feels like you are jumping in with both feet. It feels like you're not allowing this situation to naturally evolve into a loving kind of connection. It feels like you're wanting to throw all of your irons in the fire right now. You're wanting to basically jump from nothing to everything. And that can be very, very off-putting. It can be very, very scary. And also from your perspective, what happens if this is a completely not the right person for you, but you've jumped in and declared that we're going to be together and I'm going to be your wife and this is what's going to happen, and it turns out 6 months down the line or a year down the line that he's an absolute asshole? What happens then? Do you know what I mean? And without that getting to know each other phase, I think the danger is that it could be that sort of situation. But thank you very much for your question. It doesn't feel here like this is, from where we are right now, it doesn't feel happy ever after. It feels more like steady as you go. Be very, very careful as you go down this route. Okay? Does that make sense, my darling? I hope it makes sense. Be very careful as you get to know this person. I'm not saying he's a bad one, but just be careful. Take your time with it. right? Day by day, step by step. And hopefully, my darling, that helps. And yeah, let us know how things go. If not before October, then once you've met him. And I hope that helps. Right then, I'm going to open up the next round very quickly. We'll have one super quick round. So again, let's go. The round is open. Pop your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. We are doing it as a super fast round. So do please go ahead and do that right now. I will grab one of them, or the keeper of the questions will grab one of them very, very, very quickly. So this is going to be a super quick reading. It's not going to be very detailed, but I will do my best to get this done before 9 o'clock. We're not going any longer after 9. So exactly, you've got 24 seconds to get your question in. Okay, Tanya. Is it Tanya? Tonya. Aha, Tonya. Hello, my darling. Right, let me take that doodah off. Where's the banner? There it is. There we go. What is coming for you in the next 2 weeks? Oh, 2 weeks. Right. I thought that said 12 months for a second. Right then, Tonya. So let's have a look. I'm going to very quickly cleanse the space and we will bring Wispy in. Right then, Wispy. Tonya Fallon. Have I done you a reading in the past, like a few weeks or months ago? I'm sure your name, I don't know why I called you Tanya. That's what it looked like on screen, but right. So what is coming up, Wispy, for Tonya in the next couple of weeks or so? We'll do, yeah, okay, next couple of weeks. Right, that's what we'll have a look at. What I'll do, Tonya, your 3 cards will be where you are right now, next week, the week after. Okay, Wispy, you got that? Where Tonya is right now, the next week and the week after. Right. This is the last reading tonight because we've literally got 6 minutes until the end of the stream. Don't forget, everybody, if you haven't done already, please do hit that like button and hit your bell. Change your settings to all so that YouTube updates you and lets you know when I am going live or posting new videos. Right, my darling. So it's sorry, my coffee's repeating on me. Blame my husband. Right, so we've got the Page of Swords where you are right now, reversed. It feels like there's a bit of crappy energy around you, if that makes sense. Right now, it feels as if there is a lot of rubbish going on, and that you, how can I put it? It feels like you, it feels like there's childish or child energy that is causing some issues right now, and that energy is coming in the swords, in the obstacles, challenges position, if that makes sense. It feels very much like it feels like someone's throwing a tantrum over something and creating this bigger problem. I don't know whether that is you doing this. I don't think it is. It feels like it's being done to you, if that makes sense. Next week, though, there is going to be a massive change next week, right? A really big upheaval coming next week. This is not what it says on the tin. Do not panic. It is the Death card, but death in tarot means transition or transformation. It is literally the end of one chapter, the beginning of another. It may be that you don't want that chapter to end, but our lives are part of positions of times of transition, where one chapter of our life leads into the next one. One book closes and we start the next book in the trilogy, or whatever it is in the series. We watch an episode of something on telly that ends, we start the next one. That's our lives. Our lives do that all of the time. It feels next week and the week after, these are two big important weeks. So something changes next week. It doesn't feel, because both of these cards are reversed, in fact, because all of these cards are reversed, it doesn't feel like it's going to be the most joyous, happy, wonderful, celebrational transition, right? Again, it doesn't mean this is somebody passing over, but it does mean that that chapter is closing and something else is coming in its place, right? So literally your life is going to be doing this over the next week. Now that transition can feel very disabling, unstabling, and very, very affecting, but the thing to remember is that that is how we learn and grow through life. If we never had those moments of transition, we never would have learned to walk. We never would have learned to talk. We never would have learned, anything else in life. We would still be, sucking in breast milk to survive. There are reasons that we go through these periods of transition, because it helps. It allows us to grow, right? It allows us to grow, like a snake shedding its skin. A period of transition is us changing and moving forward and growing on our journey. The wheel of fortune, as is in some decks, comes in on your second week, right? This again is reversed, which means there's a lot of risk and a lot of reward. Don't get dragged into this idea of reward. Don't risk everything for the hope of something, okay? Because it will lose. So don't bet everything on black. Don't bet on that horse that's got the same name that your grandma had. Whatever it is, do not take the big risks on that week, because the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, the bigger the risk, and the bigger the risk, the bigger the loss. And it feels like next week, the week after next, sorry, after you've had this change, it feels like there's going to be a lot of things around that you want to try and you want to try and take advantage of, but make sure that you are not risking anything yourself. Make sure that you have your feet firmly on the ground, that you are not risking everything to take those opportunities when they're offered. Sometimes it can look too good to be true, because it is too good to be true. Sometimes, the hand reaching out for you to lift you up is the same hand that will turn around and slap you in the face and stab you in the back down the line. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes it's better to be cautious than it is to risk everything. And I would say, not next week, the week after, that's a week to be cautious and have your wits about you. If it looks too good to be true, my darling, it is too good to be true. Don't do it. Hopefully that helps, Tonya. Sorry it's such a rushed quick reading, but that is literally all we have time for right now. And thank you once again for all of your questions. I hope that helps, Tonya. I really, really do. Let me know in the comments if you can take that reading and if it does make some sense to you. But listen, don't be too concerned about that death card, that change. Change happens, and it happens for a reason. And that is the alarm to say that we're out of time. I didn't know that was going to go off, but there you go. It is time to end now today. But thank you so much, Tonya, for your question. Thank you everybody who asked questions. Thank you to everybody who donated via super chat or super sticker. You are all ever so kind, and not only do you literally help the channel keep going, because there was a time where the editing costs and everything else was so expensive. I almost genuinely sort of came off of YouTube and all of that. But thank you to everybody for supporting the channel. Thank you to the mods for being the most amazing bunch of mods anywhere on YouTube. And thank you for being part of one of my favorite communities anywhere on the interwebs. Thank you to the mods. Thank you to producer Neil. Thank you ever so much to all of you for being here, the subscribers, the members, and everybody else. It's been a blast tonight, and I've really enjoyed myself. And all that's left to say is I will see you on the next one. Stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I'll see you on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. UK time. Bye-bye.